Championships of Portland, Oregon at the Paddle Palace. This is Bob Robertson along with Jim McQueen. You're looking on the right at Romuald Ponte of France, and on the right, Dean Doyle of Portland, Oregon. And Jim, these two young men, Doyle already, of course, is qualified for the men's singles championship finale, but these two will go at it now in something a little bit special.
That's right. Romuald Ponte, 21 years old, from Rouen, France, which is the capital of Normandy. He's a student at the university there and is spending the summer visiting a sister who lives in Canada. Dean Doyle, 19 years old, from Portland, as you said, a finalist in the open singles. The event that they're playing in now, a 2 out of 3 match, is the hard rubber singles. There's no sponge under the rubber on the racket.
Heads or tail?
The surface is pimples out as opposed to the inverted smooth surface that's used in most top competition nowadays. It's the bow and arrow event of table tennis. These rackets were used in top competition from the 30s through the 50s. And with the proliferation of all different kinds of surfaces and sponge and gripping surfaces, many players like to have a hard rubber event, the basic sport as it developed, and Dean won the hard rubber event at the United States Closed Tournament last December in Las Vegas. So Dean defeated several players in the United States who still play with hard rubber, Hushang, Bazorgzadeh, and several of the other top players in the country. Dean plays excellent game with the hard rubber, and we're all interested to see how Romuald does in this event.
Jim, does the ball do different things for you? Can you do different things with it? Are you more limited with the hard rubber as opposed to the standard racket?
You're much more limited as far as the amount of spin you can put on the ball. There's no loop shot in the hard rubber game. There is top spin, there's chop, push, block, but the shots don't have the spin. You don't have to vary the angle of the racket nearly as much when you play hard rubber to compensate for the spin. This is more or less the straight-up game. There's much less trickery and deception as far as spin goes in this sport, so you're just playing the shots as opposed to having to trick your opponent. This is the sport as it existed 25 years ago.
3-all the score right now as we play in the hard rubber competition. That is Doyle on your right in the red, and the young man in the dark shirt playing on your left is Ponte of France.
We're seeing some excellent points here. Dean Doyle really being able to hit the ball hard, and Ponte going back to receive and play the defensive game.
So it is 5-4 for Dean Doyle. And now that makes it 6-4. Dean, of course, already has won his way, as we told you, into the men's open singles final. So he has had a very busy tournament, and for Dean Doyle, a very successful one to date. We'll bring Ponte to the net there again, and Ponte trying to capitalize on that, but was long with his shot, and it is 7-5.
Dean Doyle playing the offense, driving Ponte back, then coming for the short drop shot. A couple of them have gone high, but Ponte's come in, tried to take the offense and hit that ball for a winner, and he's missed 2 or 3 of them in a row, but he's still in the game here.
Romuald Ponte of France, 6-7. He has the serve, and that will make it 6-8.
Nice, smooth offensive motion by Dean Doyle. Rolls the ball very nicely.
8-7 now for Doyle as he takes the serve. Good rally.
Ponte, in playing with the sponge rubber racket, is a very offensive-minded player, but he's going back into a classic defensive style here in the hard rubber event.
9-7, Dean Doyle of Portland leading. Excellent return by Doyle, but he couldn't make it the second time as he came to the table and ran out of room there, Jim.
Yes, he did. Excellent play that time by Ponte. Good pick hit. Dean returned it, but Ponte was there with a short shot for the winner.
Jim, by the way, for the fans watching who play only occasionally or are interested in playing, what is the rule about running into the table, climbing onto the table? What are the limits on it as far as foul?
All right, there's been a recent change in the rules in about the last year and a half or so. It used to be that if your racket or your body touched the table, it was the point was awarded to the opponent. They've changed that rule now to where you can touch the table as long as you do not move the table. If the table moves and it tilts to one side or is jolted out of position, then whoever jolted it loses the point.
So a judgment call for the umpire to decide whether the table actually moved or not.
That's right.
Ball in the net, and we are all even at 11-11 in this hard rubber match between Romuald Ponte of France in the black shirt on your left and Dean Doyle of Portland, Oregon, USA, in the red shirt on your right.
11-12.
11-12.
You'll notice in watching these players play, the serve is merely a motion to put the ball in play. Very few serves are missed in the hard rubber event because that lack of spin, trickery, and deception that you can get with these sponge rubber rackets. Dean, they're using one of his high toss serves. But again, it wasn't for a point winner.
14-12.
14-12. Well, he went to the high toss that time and crossed along the entire end line of the table.
Oh, Ponte's attempted backhand smash off Dean Doyle's drop shot hit the net and went too deep.
That's a bit long.
15-13.
15-13. And that's long the other way, so 15-14. Generally, do the rallies tend to be a bit longer in the hard rubber than...
Normally they do because as a net shot, Dean Doyle overpowered Ponte, but he got a high ball to do it with. You don't have the spin that creates many, many more errors in today's game. Excellent smash that time by Dean Doyle. Points normally are longer in the hard rubber events.
14-19.
14-19 is now the score. And into the net there, 14-20.
There was Ponte with a little lapse of memory. Thought he had a sponge rubber racket and tried that loop stroke, and it just almost fell off his racket. Not nearly the friction coefficient between the hard rubber and the ball as between the sponge.
And there's the game.
21-15 for Dean Doyle.
Doyle wins the first one in 2 out of 3 competition, 21-15. And so has the lead now over Ponte of France. Here it is once again. As you can see, Ponte extending to get to the ball. And then the near passing shot down the line there, returned by Doyle, and Ponte cannot get it back in again. And 21-15, Doyle wins it. And we go to game number 2 in the best 2 out of 3 hard rubber competition, the finals. And don't forget that Doyle has yet to play in the men's open singles competition and has a very difficult match facing him there that we'll also bring you.
Against Kwang Bui,
who is a very active player with a great deal of talent for a young man of only 17. We will see 2 fine young players playing in the men's open singles championship, Jim. I think promising great things for the future of the game.
That's right. A lot of talent, many good years ahead of both players. And like you said, they eliminated all us old guys earlier in the tournament.
Yeah, that one didn't work out for Romuald Ponte of Normandy, France.
Oh, beautiful backhand flick. Hit the net, but still a fine shot.
1-5.
Chop was just a little too long.
1-6. Doyle now, of course, can sort of do the things he wants to do back there now. He can stand back and play his game.
Oh, Ponte missed the high smash. Had to run around the table to get up close to it and misjudged it a little bit.
Ponte is a charger. He likes to come to the net and beyond on occasion to try to make his points.
He's playing what we call a pick-hit type of defensive style. He's waiting until Dean Doyle tries to play very steady and a ball pops up off Dean's racket. He'll come in and try to hit it like he did then for a winner. Beautiful shot.
Good shot.
8-3.
But Dean's still ahead by 5, 8-3.
Dean Doyle said he first got interested in table tennis because he found baseball boring.
That's quite a compliment to the sport.
8-4.
He said he tried to sit through a baseball doubleheader one day, and a couple of friends he was with said, hey, this is boring, and he agreed. They said, well, let's go over and see how table tennis goes, and they came right here to the Paddle Palace in Portland, Oregon. He started here, and he's been here ever since.
10-4.
10-4 now. Dean Doyle has the lead, and remember, he won the first game, 21-15. That'll make it 11-4, 4-11. The service goes over to Ponte.
Oh, too long. Ponte's hit about 4 or 5 chops that just fell within 3 or 4 inches too long off the end of the table.
And lost it on his own service there. It's 4-13 now. That's set up for Ponte. That's his kind of shot.
He put it into Dean Doyle's body, and Dean couldn't quite get out of the way quick enough to return it. They're a good shot of classic offense and defensive style. Ponte chopping, Dean Doyle playing the offense. Nice point. Good smash by Ponte. Oh, he missed the drop shot.
He had it set up where he wanted it, and he just couldn't deliver it.
It was quite a nice lob return by Dean Doyle, very deep on the table. Tough one to hit and a tough one to put a drop shot on, too.
5-14.
Oh, excellent try by Dean.
Dean's problem there was to avoid hitting the corner of the table with his head or face as he slid to the ball to try to get to it. So it became 6-14, and now it goes over to 14-6 as Doyle serves, and Doyle is long. It's 14-7.
Beautiful drop shot, just perfection.
Dean was still retreating away from the table when that ball dropped over the net.
Oh, retaliation. Beautiful forehand cross court by Dean Doyle.
15-8.
15-8. Dean Doyle, he leads 1 game to none. Best 2 out of 3 games. Make it 16-8.
16-8.
Again, the chopping game by Ponte. Now Doyle brings him to the net. Oh,
beautiful
excellent
shot.
Ponte put that one away, and Doyle knew it as soon as Ponte came to the ball. He said, yeah, he knew it was coming.
Dean had to loft that ball very high to get it over the net for the drop shot, and it bounced a little too long. Ponte came in and killed it.
9-16. Ponte to serve.
Oh, 2 good drop shots by Dean in a row. Nice
Dean,
backhand
Dean
flick.
just pulled him to the net that time and then passed his racket with the shot. And again, Dean, very strategic game he is playing now with the first game victory and a sizable lead here in the second game. He's really just making Ponte do the things he wants. 18-9 for Dean.
Gosh, beautiful loop shot by Ponte. Good return by Doyle. Just a little short.
10-18.
Let service. Try that point again.
11.
Oh, beautiful serve.
11-18.
From my angle, that looks sort of like a slider.
And it didn't hang.
18.
Oh, good series of points here by Romuald Ponte of France.
Trying desperately to stay alive in this match. Here's that high toss by Dean Doyle. Ball during this rally caught the net, but they just played it right on through. Long by Ponte.
19-12.
So 19-12 for Dean Doyle. Getting very close.
Gosh, beautiful forehand smash. Flat hit. Here's our attractive scorekeeper.
20-12.
20-12 the score. Match point. Can he get it on his knees? He's still playing on his knees, and he got it. Out of sight behind the table, Dean Doyle wins match point and wins it here in the hard rubber final as he... Watch this.
Here
He's on the floor. He'll crawl back over to the other side to make the shot. Watch this. Now he's down. He's sitting on the floor now. And if Ponte can just get that ball in play, he can win the point.
But it went too wide.
It went wide, and Dean Doyle won the point. So there it was. Apparently we're going 3 out of 5, Jim. I thought we were going 2 out of 3 in the hard rubber event, but apparently we're going 3 out of 5. And we will take a break right here before they get to the next match, and we'll be right back with more of the action from the Northwest Open on ESPN. As we return to action at the Northwest Open Table Tennis Championships, the hard rubber final, Dean Doyle finally put away Romuald Ponte of France in 3 straight games, 21-15, 21-12, 21-12. The two young men who had a very good match, very close friends, obviously. It was Dean Doyle's, however, and he will now savor that title as he moves on to try and win one more, Jim.
Yes, that's right. Doyle is of course, the U.S. closed 1979 hard rubber champion. He beat some of the best hard rubber players in the United States and really didn't have any trouble with Ponte in this particular final.
The other match that has now been